Verse 9 is this. Pray like this. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth like it is in heaven. Now, there's a couple of things I like about this passage. First, we're about to explain what it is he's talking about in the lower part in Matthew 25 and down, what he's talking about when he's talking about the kingdom. Because a lot of people will interpret kingdom. I mean, this is a Vineyard Church. You guys probably get talked about kingdom all the time, right? Well, right? Right? Okay, I'm in the right place. I was worried there. It was quiet. So we talk about kingdom a lot, and there's a lot of ways to present it. But there's one piece of that it really comes clear in this prayer, where he says, "Your kingdom come and your will be done." In Hebrew thought, they talk about that as a parallelism. What a parallelism is, where you say the same thing two different ways. And so what is happening is he's praying, let your kingdom come and your will be done, is saying that where your will is being done is where the kingdom is being manifest. So what we're praying is saying, Lord, would you let your kingdom come and your will be occurring on the earth, just like it is in heaven. Now, there's a couple of things I want you to grab from that. If that's the truth, then if it's not in heaven, it's not God's will for it to be on earth. You hear me on that? If it's not in heaven, God's will is not for it to be on earth. I'm talking about sin, sickness, pain, suffering, anxiety. If it's not there, it's not his intention for it to be here. And so, and as part two of this whole conversation is this. This might be a little bit harder to grab, but the idea that there's a reason that God tells us, Jesus tells us, to pray for his will to be done here like it is in heaven. There's a reason he says it. And it's this, because it's not being done here like it is in heaven. Now that's important for you to grab, and we're going to get a little bit more into some of the supernatural aspects of ministry in a second. And it's important for that frame to be there, because I find a lot of times I've had places where we're reticent, or people are reticent to receive ministry, or reticent for God to actually have somebody pray for them, because they are somehow convinced that their sickness and their situation is God's plan for them. All right? And if you embrace the idea that God's will for you is the chaos that you're in, the suffering and the pain that you're in, it's going to be hard to move forward in anything that resembles faith. Correct? Jesus tells us to pray for his will to be accomplished on the earth, because there is a lot of the time and a lot of places his will is not being accomplished on the earth. And it's not his will, that thing that is going on. How do I know? It's not in heaven.